In this video, you'll learn the real way to find purpose, not by chasing passions or waiting for the universe, but by rewriting your stories, by choosing your co-authors wisely, and by breaking purpose into concrete goals. I'm Sir Emmerich, author of Master Your Lifescript, and I would say, let's get into it. How do you find purpose in life? It's one of the most searched questions on YouTube. And you know why? Because most people don't feel like they have purpose and they would live with purpose. You wake up, you hit snooze 3 times, you scroll through your social media account half awake, and somewhere between your third coffee and your pointless meetings that you may have, you hear that little whisper in your ear, what's the point of all this? And when you go searching for answers, you hear the same recycled lines over and over again. Follow your passion, do what you love, find your why. Let's be honest, that is garbage. Passions change. One year it's photography, next time it's cryptography, and the next time it's making a rentography. Do what you love, it's the next thing. Yeah? Is it my purpose if I love Netflix to become a professional binge watcher? What is it? What does it mean? And find your why. Please, that makes it sound like you've lost your car keys and you just need to find them. And if you just look long enough under the couch, you'll stumble across your purpose. The truth is, purpose isn't random, and it's not found like lost keys. It's written, it's invented by you. Every one of us has an inner memoir writer. It's your autobiographical memory. It doesn't just record events, it turns your conflicts of daily life into stories about you. For example, face a conflict, you work through it, it becomes a hero journey story. Avoid the conflict and you collapse, you stagnate, it becomes a loser story. And now you stack enough of those and you get your identity. That's who you believe you are. And here's the kicker. Once those stories are written, they drive everything else. Your confidence, your expectations, even which goals you dare to pursue. So if you want to change your purpose, if you want to find it or create it, you don't go hunting for it, you rewrite your stories. That's the foundation. And here's what that means in practice. Every story you write stacks into your identity, and identity sits right at the top of your life's pyramid. If you start there, purpose becomes possible. If you don't, everything below it collapses. That's the first law. Let's take that apart. Most people try to make life meaningful from the bottom. They change what they do. They change jobs. They pick up hobbies. They set random resolutions, hoping that those actions will somehow add up to a purposeful life. But if those actions aren't tied to your identity on the top, they don't add up at all. They just scatter. Take work, for example. Plenty of people chase promotions, not because they want them, but because that's the story their family, their culture handed them. They inherit the goal, they hit it, and it still feels hollow inside. They think, is that all? Or take fitness, for example. You sign up for the gym in January, typically, because everyone else is doing it after New Year's. What happens then? Yeah, you go for a few weeks and then quit because it was never tied to who you really believe you are. And that's the difference. Behaviors without identity don't stick. So your move is to stop asking, what should I do? And start asking, who do I want to become? Write it in one sentence. That's the top of your pyramid. And that is probably not the easiest thing. Because here's the thing about your memoir writer, you're not the only one holding the pen. Your parents, your teachers, your boss, your friends, they're all co-authors. They slip goals and values into your story. And if you don't notice, they decide the plot. If your friends only care about money, chasing meaning will make you feel stupid. If your family only values and praises safety, ambition will feel selfish. And if your colleagues only reward status, curiosity will feel pointless. Like, why do you ask so many questions? And then you wonder why your purpose feels blurry. The truth is, your co-authors can either sharpen your identity or sand it down. Your move is to take inventory. Who are you letting write chapters in your story? Which ones make you stronger and which ones blur you? Even shifting 10% of your time towards the right co-authors makes a massive difference. Okay, so the identity is the top and co-authors shape it, but how do you turn that into daily life? That's where the goal pyramid comes in, with 4 stages. At the top, you have identity. Who do you want to become? We have to figure that out without conditioning from your co-authors. What do you think is true about the world? And in the middle, outcomes, concrete, measurable results that show you're moving toward that identity. At the base, you have the behavior, the daily actions that create those outcomes. And underneath it all, there's learning, the skills you still need to develop to actually be able to perform those actions. And here's how it looks in practice. So your identity could be, I want to be the kind of dad who doesn't snap at his kids after work. The outcome could be, well, 4 evenings this week where bedtime happens without me raising my voice. The behavior is, if I walk through the door stressed, then I take 5 minutes alone before engaging with my kids. That's an if-then plan. And now comes the learning. You may learn or need to learn practicing emotional regulation or strategies to reduce your stress, like breathing, journaling, or quick reset routines. Another example could be like identity on the top is I want to be someone who follows through on what I start. The outcome could be I complete 1 online course project by the end of this month. The behavior to get there is if it's 8 p.m. on weekdays, then I open my laptop and I spend 25 minutes on the project before doing anything else. So you move from the goals backwards and do whatever is necessary to get there and not the other way around. Because then you know, okay, what do I need to learn? Where do I need to time block? And where do I need to learn maybe distraction management? That's the law. Purpose isn't a vague idea at the top. It becomes real when you break it into outcomes you can measure and behaviors you can repeat to make them a habit. Your move is to write 1 identity sentence in plain human language, 1 smart outcome that's specific, it's measurable, and 1 if-then behavior that makes progress automatic. And the first if is always if I can't do it yet, XYZ skill is what I need to learn tonight when I have free time, and then you block that in your calendar. So how do you find your purpose in life? You don't. You're not following passions. You're not abstractly waiting for the universe to drop a hidden why in your lap. Because if you wait, the only thing you'll find is autoplay dragging you into cat videos again, which is social media being a co-author dictating goals and behavior. The result of that way of thinking is always the same: frustration, envy, and drift. The alternative is purpose isn't found, it's built, and you're the inventor. Start with your memoir writer. Change the stories you tell about conflicts. Pick your co-authors carefully. Don't let the wrong ones write your chapters. Build your goal pyramid. Identity first, outcomes next, behaviors last, with learning underneath. That's how you stop drifting and start living with clarity. So here's my challenge. If you had to write your identity in 1 sentence, the person you want to become, what would it be? Drop it in the comments. And if you want the full framework, the same one I explained today and all the other principles for a successful life, they're in my upcoming book, Master Your Lifescript. Sign up for the waitlist for exclusive bonuses and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into how you win. Thanks for watching.